before we go further, Nike, do you have a random?
Yeah, I do got a random. Uh, my random is this. I got a question, and it is why are people so afraid to grow?
Mm. What do you mean by that? Why are people afraid to grow?
Yeah,
What do
yeah.
you mean,
Why
Mike?
are people afraid to grow? Like there's some people who they are complacent and they are okay with their lot in life, and you know, it's like why not use the time that you have on this planet to do all that you can do while you're here?
Mm,
You know what I
mm,
mean? Like to make the most out of all the opportunities you get instead of just sitting back, vegging out on the television, you know, and the internet, and instead of experiencing life,
right.
experiencing the world, you know what I mean? Instead
Mhm.
of being stuck in your little hole,
Yeah.
why
Yes.
not venture out or get outside of your comfort zone
Right. True.
and
Because
experience
that's true
actually
living.
experience life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Nike, I think first of all, let me say I do agree with you. I think that life is meant to be experienced, not to just let it go by. Um, because again, I think that experience is that's the spice of life. That's what makes it interesting to always be learning, always be striving, always be
Right.
thinking. But the other side of that is that not everybody, we're all not built the same. We're built differently. I think that uh, the other side of that is accepting people for who they are. You can
Right.
put things out there. Good evening. Good evening. You can put things out there and talk about your experiences, and maybe that'll spur some people to seek those things out, but also realize and respect those that don't. So
Yeah.
I think we were all built to be differently. Built to be different.
Built to be different.
Yeah, yeah. We were all we all made to be different people. We
Right.
weren't all made to grow up and strive for the same things. I think that's a part of the human experience. Somebody's experience is different from yours, and also that that kick in the butt hits people at different times. Maybe it just hasn't hit that person yet. You know what I
Right.
mean? You
Right.
know.
But I
So
also think that that's part of like if that's part of people's job is to share their experience so
agreed.
people can get
Right.
out of their comfort zone, especially when our comfort zone is not where it should be. You get
Mm,
what I mean? Like
yeah.
b-
We still
you know what
have
I
some
mean? Like
climbing to do.
right, right, right.
Right. I mean, but that's what I said though. I said I think that, and I think that's part of our responsibility to
Right.
share your experiences, not preach, but share your experience. Because as they always say, even if while in the process of sharing that experience, even if one person out of the 30 listens to it and comes to you afterwards and say, "Yo, that sounded interesting. Give me more," then
Right.
you're still helping. You're
Right.
still helping. So again, I agree. I think that it is our responsibility to talk to people and to share your experiences in the hopes that somebody will pick up the mantle or hear what you said, and it inspires them to do something different. But I mean,
Right.
but
And that's
again,
what
man,
somebody told me. Somebody had told me, like, "Oh, your show, y'all ain't got thousands of users and thousands of people."
right,
That's not the point. That's not actually the
right,
point of
right,
our show.
right,
And what I
right,
was telling them is like our show is to reach people that want to be reached,
correct.
or our show is if we spark the mind of one person
Mhm, mhm.
that does something down the line, then we did what we was here to do.
That's right. That's right.
It
That's
ain't
right.
like it ain't about making a whole. We don't do this for the money because we ain't making
Right.
no money from this.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's what I try to tell people. Like people are like, how many clicks you get, or how many likes you get, or how many subscriptions you get. I mean,
Mhm.
all of that is cool,
Right.
but the
Right.
thing is, that's not what we're doing.
Now it
That was
drives you.
never
Right.
why we
Right.
started doing what we
Right.
do. You get what
You
I'm
know what,
saying?
Knight? But listen to this though. I'm glad that you said that because as a person that has been around a lot of institutions and I see them come and go, this is part of the problem. And I'm gonna take one. I'll take a couple of them. Look at an institution in the black community. It was Freedom Theater. Freedom Theater was started by I forget the fella's name. He saw
Right
that
on Broad Street.
on Broad Street, right?
Right,
Because
right,
that's
right.
closed now. That's
Yeah,
basically
yeah.
closed now. It was started by I forget his name. Because he wanted to have art and that type of activity in the neighborhood for kids. That was his passion. That was his passion, like. So he grinded, got it started. Probably started with some little tiny building, blah, blah, blah. Went through the motions, grind for years. Finally got access to some capital and bought that building. What did he do, Nike? Eventually you turn it over that doesn't share that passion. They take out what they can and it dies. Now, I'm not trying to disparage Freedom Theater, but I'm saying that's what happened to our institutions because we go in for the wrong reason.
And that happens
You're
to
supposed to be
us
doing
more
it.
than any other, and that happened to us specifically than
Absolutely
any
right.
others. Because soon here's another thing. As soon as black folks get something that catches on or catches
That's right.
fire,
It changes.
that's when you have all of these people
Right.
approaching you with all this
Right.
money.
Right.
You can't, if you expect to do what you do for your people, you can't be worried about how much money it's going to bring.
Correct.
You can't
Correct.
be worried
Correct.
about
How many
because you
clicks?
have to do what you do the way you've been doing it to get
Absolutely.
you where
Right.
you got that get
Absolutely.
you
Right.
where you got to.
Right.
You get what I'm
Right.
saying? So
Yeah,
as soon as
I
these other
agree.
people start coming in, talking some, oh yeah, we want to get in on this, or we want to do this, we want all of a sudden now you got everybody wanting to help you.
Right.
Well, no,
Right.
I didn't need. I built this. Like you know what I mean.
This is
If a
not.
black,
This is not the purpose of it.
we don't need you now.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
I mean, and that's
But
not to say that you don't want to, because we want as many viewers as we can get, and we
no,
want
we
as many
do. We
clicks.
do. That's not what I'm
Do
saying.
because we
Right.
want to touch. No, I know you're not saying that, but my point is that that's not why. That is not the reason that we started this. That's
Right.
not the reason that we're doing
Right.
this. And again, I say that all too often, people get into things for the wrong reason, and that's why they don't last. Because when they're doing it for a little while and it's not making money, or you know what, this is not going anywhere, I'm done. And I got it.
Right.
If you're going into something as a business endeavor, then yeah, put a time stamp on it. If we're not at a certain point by 8 months, I'm getting out of it. That's one thing. That's not what this was. That's not what Real Brothers was supposed to be about.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and a person like that, they won't understand it because they're in it for the click.
Right, and that's what I was taught. Like he don't get it. Like he like,
I know.
well, dude, you ain't, you know what I mean, bruh.
That's not what it's
You
about.
don't understand. It's the people that I do reach. It ain't
Correct.
the people who, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Correct.
like,
Correct.
man,
See, and unfortunately, and one of the things I always said though, Nike, we saying this from when we first started. Those people like that are looking for fads. They're looking for something that you can start.
Right.
It catches fire. It might last
chasers.
for a year. Right. You know, it lasts for a year. They're on to the next thing, and they're cool with that. They're not interested in starting something that's going to sustain over time,
has substance,
and of substance, and build over time and last throughout the years and touches a lot of people slowly. That's not what they're looking for. Well, I mean, but if you think about it, in this day and age, that's not what the goal is.
Microwave age. That's
microwave,
right.
I need to get it quick, and then you get it quick, hit it, and be done.